Let me start off by being about 98% transparent because I do have a slightly misleading title for this video. I won't be talking about coronavirus like at all. I just went with that title because it is kind of taking over our lives, our lifestyles at the moment. And I say 98% transparent because 1% making up for the fact that I gave it a misleading title, and the other percent is for the fact that I'm being transparent in my appearance. I haven't shaved in over a week and a half, maybe even 2 weeks, but I'm still not ready to let y'all see what's under this cap. But maybe I will make another video after I finally find some clippers. It's like perfect timing, in my opinion, to try out fragrances that you're unsure of or that you've had samples sitting around for forever, but you never actually tested them out. This is like perfect timing because you're just sitting around the house. You can get familiar with the fragrance. Maybe you do have to go out here and there to get your essentials, like make a grocery store run to the pharmacy for some allergy medicine. That's what sucks about this whole thing going on. You know, allergy season, man. The pollen is outside like crazy right now. I have the sniffles, eyes are itchy. So yeah, it's a lot going on. And aside from being stuck in the house and getting familiar with it, you can still like very gradually test the waters with these fragrances that you're unsure of, that you might have in your own collection. Today I'm going to bring to you, I think I have 3 fragrances that I'm going to test out. One I'm actually wearing, it's my scent of the day. I've actually worn it 2 days in a row now because it's something that I like, but I just haven't worn it, and I'll get into why. So as I said before, I'm going to test out 3 fragrances that I hardly ever wear because I don't actually have full bottles of them. Well, actually I do have a full bottle of one of them, but I still hardly ever wear it. And instead of talking in circles, let me just go ahead and jump right into it. Chanel's Platinum Egoiste. I believe I'm pronouncing that right. A lot of times I would just call it Platinum Chanel. Any of my Don Kennedy fans out there. Yeah, that's a very dope song. But anyway, the reason why I hardly ever wear this fragrance, even though I have a full bottle and it's full of the juice and all that good stuff, is because of the fact that I got this as a gift. I was hyped at first because I saw it was a Chanel fragrance, and again, there's a Don Kennedy song out there that I love called Platinum Chanel. So I got this, and you know, I was feeling fancy a little bit. As time went on and things started crossing my mind about it, I was like, his top feels rather light and flimsy, and certain things, you know, it has like things stamped on it and all that good stuff, but I wasn't as into fragrances as I am now. So there's a lot of things that I didn't really know. So I jump on Google real quick and I start Googling pictures of this fragrance, and the bottles look different from the bottle that I have here. The bottles that I was finding in Google Images were wider down in this area, and yeah, I just started getting a little sketched out about it, and I didn't want to. I'm not one of those fake it till you make it type people, so I didn't want to walk around with a fake Platinum Chanel on. It wasn't until here recently that I went over and got my nose on some of my neighbor's fragrances in his collection, and I let him know that I had this bottle, and he also had a bottle, but his again looked like those bottles that I saw on Google Images. So, you know, I think he kind of raised an eyebrow as well when he saw mine. He took a sniff of my bottle and he said it smelled exactly like his. So of course I tested out the bottle that he had, and yeah, they smelled pretty identical. Long story short, sorry, doing like I do, getting long-winded. Long story short, he was examining the bottle a little bit more, and I've had this thing for years now, never even realized that it actually has tester on it with a number. And the thing is, the light has to hit it just right. That's probably why I never noticed it, but it says tester 7205. And my camera probably won't be able to catch that, but it's there, I swear. And I actually ended up posting this in a picture on a Facebook group, and I had somebody reach out and they enlightened me even more. They were like, oh, is that a vintage bottle of Platinum Chanel Egoist? Because I didn't even know that the old bottles were shaped like this. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys a backstory of why I have a full bottle and I'm sitting here telling you that I'm testing it out. And I've had this thing for years, and I'm actually wearing this today, so I can go ahead and not beat around the bush. I love the dry down. I like this fragrance a lot. The opening is pretty much the same as the dry down. I take that back. The dry down is, again, it's not as sharp. Not saying that this is a super sharp fragrance, but you know how it is. You initially spray a cologne or perfume, like kind of can make your nose itch a little bit. This one does that. Lasts for maybe like 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes. For all of you who didn't know already, I have a bald head, and I just work with the beard, so I don't really go to the barber shop too often. But from what I do remember, this slightly reminds me of a barbershop smell. Not exactly like the Barbicide or stuff they spray afterwards, but it'll definitely remind you of being in that setting. I can see how some people would smell this and, you know, think of it as a little bit dated, because in my opinion, barbershop scents, it smells like it was a big hit a few decades ago or something like that, and now it's like it smells nice. It smells clean. It pretty much smells like something that you would imagine somebody just got a fresh shave, have this on, clean cut. If you haven't got your nose on this one, I say try it out. Next up is one that I can't believe I'm just now reviewing, and that is because Mont Blanc Explorer is a very good clone of Creed Aventus, in my opinion. I will say that if you can get the real thing, get the real thing. That's how I feel about it. I understand that Creed Aventus is pricey. Even when you do find it at discounters, you're still looking at 200 plus if you're looking at a bigger size bottle. With this one on discounters at, I believe I saw it at 60, actually under $60, around 55, 56, it was something like that. Mont Blanc Explorer could be a nice alternative for you. So let's test this one out. It's nice. And I don't know, I might have caught that on camera just now. I felt like I kind of surprised myself, and that's because I haven't sprayed this in forever. I haven't worn Creed Aventus in forever. I get comments about people mentioning other clones, and I actually have a question that I need to jump around and answer, and somebody asked me what batch should I have. With Creed Aventus, a lot of times there's different batches from the different years, and they smell a little different. Apparently, there's like a perfect blend where you get the perfect smelling Creed Aventus, and then there's a blend that smells more smoky, and there's a batch that smells more smoky, and a batch that smells more fruity and pineapple. I think that my Creed Aventus is actually more smoky. Don't get me wrong, I still love it, but after smelling this Mont Blanc Explorer, my nose is actually picking up that fruity pineapple, I guess. And this is nice. This is really nice. I didn't plan on buying this in a full bottle. It's because it's a clone of Creed Aventus. I have the real thing, but I may look back into getting a bottle of this, a full bottle. And I did plan on doing it back when I initially heard of it, because the Creed Aventus was pretty much like, that was like my grail. You know, I was looking at it like, I don't want to waste it. I think I even mentioned it in my very first video. You guys have to go check that one out. I kind of shied away from that, and I looked at it like, oh, I don't need it. I'm nowhere near running out of my Aventus, because that was the main reason why I wanted it. I'm like, oh, it's a clone, it's a cheaper alternative. I'll get that, and I'll use this one more often instead of using my expensive bottle and running out. But even now, I'm nowhere near running out of my Creed Aventus. So you can trust me when I say that this thing is nice. It's not harsh. I definitely could see it becoming harsh if you overspray. For me, I'd probably do three at the most. Mont Blanc Explorer. Let me stop rambling and jump into the next one. So I hope that last review of testing out the Mont Blanc Explorer didn't sound too much like a Creed Aventus review or anything like that. But next, I actually do have a sample from Creed, but it's not Aventus. This one is Creed Silver Mountain Water. I wanted to test this one out because I kept seeing it and hearing about it. I was like, man, if this one is just as good as the Aventus, I'm gonna be mad I didn't buy a full bottle of it instead. I'm happy I went with the choice that I made. Not to say that I don't like this, because nice atomizer on this little sample bottle. But yeah, it's not to say that I don't like this one, but it wasn't love at first sniff for me. It has grown on me. I have tested this one out just lounging around the house, making quick runs to the gas station or to the grocery store, and I like it. Silver Mountain Water, to me, I believe it grew on me because it's nice, but it's so hard for me to explain it. And I feel like that's the case with a lot of these fragrances. You smell the number of other fragrances and then you circle back to this one. It's nice. Now, whether it's worth paying that $200, $300 plus for a full bottle, I can't say, because I don't even own a full bottle. Again, I just have this sample here. But I would advise people out there to buy samples. That sample, well, of course, it wasn't anywhere near $100 or anything like that. And I don't know if I caught it on the camera, see it once I start editing this video, but the atomizer, even on that little sample bottle from Creed, is pretty solid. So you can get you some good wear out of it, test it out, you like it enough, buy your full bottle through a discounter. You don't have to get the big bottle. That's one thing I did want to start kind of making sure I mention when I talk about the prices of some of these bottles. A lot of times I do buy not the biggest bottle, but the standard bottle, I guess you could say, instead of the smaller one. So there are cheaper options on top of going through discounters. I just wanted to make sure I threw that out there, because a lot of times it can be misleading, because I'll tell you, oh, I paid $200 and something, but I have the 100 ml bottle rather than the 50 or the 60, you know, whatever smaller options that certain houses offer. But again, this is a nice one. So again, just to recap, testing out these three fragrances, had Platinum Chanel Egoist, or Chanel's Platinum Egoist. Like that one. It's nice, fresh, barbershop type smell. Kind of can't go wrong, especially if you're a certain age. 24, 25 and up, feel like you can't go wrong. I can see how somebody in college, 20, 21, they might feel like it's a little dated, but this time right now, springtime, it's one that I'll definitely be throwing on more often. Next was the Mont Blanc Explorer, the Creed Aventus clone that you can get for under $60 at discounters. I definitely suggest getting your nose on this one. I'm happy I decided to test this one out today. It's a it's a good one. And with it being springtime, I think this one, again, like Creed Aventus, is kind of any time of year type fragrance, but it's one I plan on trying out. The heat may amplify that sweet, fruity note that's in here, the pineapple. So yeah, good one to try out for sure. And the Creed Silver Mountain Water. Don't have the best way of describing this one, but it's nice. The takeaway that I would have with this one is I could very well see this one being one that people out there that are around you, they're either gonna love it, they're gonna get whiffs of it, and they're gonna be like, what does that smell like? It smells good. Like, and they probably can't even describe it unless they're familiar with this fragrance. Or you might have the complete opposite. I mean, at the end of the day, that's how it goes with all these fragrances. That's why it's kind of a fun hobby. You know, you fall in love with a certain fragrance that you might love, and the next person might be like, heck no. But of course, that's not what we want. We want people to compliment us and think that we smell good and share our opinion, and that's it. Just wanted to test out some fragrances while we deal with this coronavirus and stay cooped up in the house and get familiar with a few different fragrances. Hope y'all enjoy. Till next time, I'm gonna get cleaned up and I'll see y'all soon. Appreciate it.